up? I'm Emmett.
I'm Joe.
And we're the
UFO
UFO Bros.
Bros.
And we're here with Giorgio Tsoukalos from Ancient Aliens and Ancient Aliens Alive. How are you?
Very well. Good to see you guys again.
Great
It's
to
been
see
years
you.
Since we saw each other last.
It's been a while.
No, 2016.
But
Unbelievable.
I'm happy that you guys are still doing what you're doing. You're one of the good guys.
Oh, yes. You heard it from Giorgio himself. We're the good guys.
Yes.
So we're here at AlienCon, and tell me, how big has this event got?
Yeah, it's, we did the first one, I think, in 2016 or 2017 in Santa Clara. And that was already a success, but it was a one-off show only. And then History Channel said, you know what, let's try and do some more. And we did a whole bunch of them in Pasadena, in Los Angeles, in Baltimore, in Dallas. And then we had a little bit of a problem in the last 2 years called COVID.
Right.
So, we were unable to do anything. And so now that we're back out on the road, and now that this whole thing is kind of sort of behind us, to see so many smiling faces and to have this return of AlienCon and the unbridled enthusiasm and passion and loyalty of the fans, it's truly amazing. And we are absolutely, all of us from Ancient Aliens and A&E, we are so happy to be able to welcome everyone again face to face. I mean, seeing you guys face to face is a good thing.
It is.
Because we're social animals. We need interaction, social interaction. So this whole, stuff about, being isolated at home, due to circumstance, was kind of wild what happened over the past 2 years, So I'm so happy.
Especially with the UAP getting into legislation.
Yes.
And the UAPTF report coming out. And this is such a great place for like-minded people who believe that we're headed in the direction of disclosure to get together, laugh, chat. We had a great time at the Yard House last night.
Yeah.
We ran into some people we never met before, and that's what I love about events like this.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, this event has become a place for like-minded people to come together from all walks of life, of all professions, of all, any direction you want to go. It's a congregation point, because what's so interesting to me is if you would have told me 30 years ago that one day we're having our own conference, I would have been like, hey, come on, just forget about it.
Right.
But the fact that we now are doing this illustrates to me that these are topics that virtually every human being is intrinsically interested in. We want to know, where do we come from? Where are we going? And, why are we here? And so, I think that this place here is something for everyone to come together, and also what you just said, make new friends. Yeah. And what's so great too is that you no longer have to whisper when you talk about aliens.
Or wear a mask on when you're talking about aliens.
Yes,
Exactly.
right. So no, it's all an incredibly positive development, and to have so many smiling people and so many happy people, I cannot imagine anything better. We have the best fans in the world.
Agreed.
So,
this is something I've got to get off my chest. Hopefully our viewers will understand, but I need to know, how many gigawatts of electricity is required to make that hairdo?
What is it from Back to the Future?
Gigawatts.
It's 8.2 or
Or
something.
1.21 gigawatts.
There it is, yes.
That's what it is.
It's about 1 second in the socket. That's
1
about
second in
it,
the socket.
But every day.
Fascinating.
So,
I know. Do you wear it like that when you're going to the coffee house or when you're just out and about?
no, I have hats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you get recognized otherwise? I'm sure.
Well,
How many times do people ask you to do that?
Oh, all the time. And, and I love it because, if, like Arnold has his catchphrase, I'll be back.
Right.
Sylvester Stallone has his Rocky hands, and I have my alien hands, so I think I'm in good company.
Is it on the left or the right?
Slightly to the left.
Slightly to the
Slightly
left.
to the left.
Just an edge.
Yes.
Let's get it all like that real quick, Joe. Real quick. I love that. Man, this is great.
so what we have here is we have a special case that has, we believe, some sort of alien metal.
Okay.
Maybe
and how
alien.
did you find it,
maybe
and where
not.
did you find it, and was it analyzed, and
So,
or will a clown jump out of it?
no, I swear there's nothing crazy
nothing
in here.
crazy
It's
in
only fun stuff. This was actually we scouted, we were able to get with a surveyor as well as some local residents of Needles, California, because in 2008, the spring of 2008, something crashed there. And the following day, there was helicopters, all sorts of scientists infiltrated the town of Needles, California. And this is the most recent UFO crash we could think of, because that's what we do. We go out and we look for UFO crashes or UFO hotspots and all that stuff. So, Joe, you want to tell them basically what we did and how we found it?
So what we did is we went out to the crash site, we took our metal detectors, and we just scouted the area, and I found something that was pretty deep, probably about 2.5 feet down. So we just kept digging and digging and digging right exactly where the crash site was, and we found this piece of metal.
Yeah, so we're going to have you take a look at it, and then we're going to get a B-roll shot of you opening it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. What do you think?
Huh.
Just tell us what's weird
Ladies and
about it.
gentlemen, this is what it looks like. All right, that's very strange. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a hull of something.
Looks like
You
it
know,
was.
a casing.
Looks like it was blown off something, because there's this very interesting.
Are you sure it's safe to touch?
That's a great question. We certainly hope so.
You did not have.
Oh,
it,
we did.
with
yes,
with a Geiger
with a Geiger
counter?
counter.
Right,
We did
yes.
check with a Geiger counter, absolutely. But we have not had it analyzed, so we don't know what it's made of.
Okay, well, this definitely. So we really should not be touching this with our hands, because we leave behind, residue. So I really would recommend that you have this tested. I mean, what state do you live in?
California.
All right. Well, I mean, there are a ton of places where this can be investigated. Now, it looks very strange. I mean, and definitely it would be interesting to find out what it is. I mean, the fact that it's 2.5 feet deep, or it was 2.5 feet deep, is bizarre, because it's about this much.
Yeah, in the sand. And now, astronaut Mark Kelly actually took a look at this piece.
Okay.
And he was actually floored by it, believe it or not.
Why?
Yeah, because of the yellowing.
The sheen on it.
The yellow sheen. He says that typically metals that are in space over time get that sort of yellowish sheen on metal like that.
Really?
Yeah, so
Interesting.
if it's not extraterrestrial, it could be a part of whatever crashed in Needles in 2008.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely have this investigated as I'm touching it again.
It only helps the hair, man, if there's anything on it.
Yeah, I'm getting zapped right now. But also here, I mean, this almost looks like it's been melted in a roundabout way.
But there's no
This part right here.
scorching.
Right. No, which would illustrate, but I don't know. I mean, this is, and then it's folded over as well. So yeah, no, I would really like you to show this to Dr. Travis Taylor if you get a chance this week.
Yes, we see him next, actually.
Good, great. No, I'm sure he has something, to add to this conversation. I mean, it's strange. I mean, it's absolutely strange. And of course, the critics will say it's part of a Coca-Cola can.
Yeah,
or
definitely. Yeah.
Mountain Dew. And, maybe. No, but not really, because you wouldn't have this weird droopy thickness over here.
That's
Right.
what we thought was so weird. We found this. It was near the banks of the Colorado River, which is approximation of where this actual UFO crashed. And so we're thinking how strange it is that this bubble, which we'll have to get a better shot of, there's no scarring, there's no sense of it actually being heated, other than the fact that there's this
It
really
looks
strange
melted.
bubble.
I mean,
Right.
this part there
Other
looks
than
like
that.
molten plastic. I mean, this actually reminds me, as a kid, I used to put my model planes, in order for the glue to dry, under a heat lamp. And one time I forgot to turn off the heat lamp, and I came back an hour later, and the whole plastic model kit was essentially molten. But that's exactly what it looked like. So that's very bizarre. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
for sharing that.
Well, we wanted to just check in with you. It's been years. We
It
don't want to take
has.
up too much of your time. I think we're able to pretty much kind of get into just a few questions and get your feedback on the metal. And, what do you think of the future of AlienCon is going to be for disclosure? Do you think this is going to be the ultimate disclosure event across the country? Or has it already become that?
Who knows? I mean, look, I think that, you know, because disclosure always is referred to that there will be one giant press conference. We are not alone. I don't think that will be the case. I think disclosure, and I'm sure you two have heard me say this before, disclosure is not a one-time event. I think disclosure is a process, and we are smack dab in the middle of it.
Yeah.
In fact, if you look at an old toilet that flushes, you know, at the very end when there's this gurgle, the most violent of times, that is the time that we are in right now. That, you know, this is where it's happening, and sooner or later we'll realize not only are we not alone in the universe, but we've been visited. We always have been visited. They've always observed us. That's why they're called the Watchers. And we are a part of a gigantic mechanism out there that we have to understand. One day we will be able to join, but at the same time, at the rate that this planet is going, how we interact with each other, it's not us not wanting to talk to the extraterrestrials. It's the extraterrestrials not wanting to talk to us, because we are.
I don't blame them.
We are a mental institution.
We are.
You know, and anybody in their right mind would you know, there's these memes out there that say, you know, aliens, they take a detour around Earth. I would take a detour as well, you know, because we've lost essentially all decency. We've lost respect for each other. We have now entered a post-truth world where some people genuinely try to say that 2 + 2 is 5. Just stop it. 2 + 2, I don't care what reality you're in, what planet you're from, what dimension you're in, 2 + 2 is 4. And, you know, anyone who entertains that 2 + 2 is 5, you probably also think that the Earth is flat. The Earth is not flat. It's a sphere. It's an established fact. So, you know, there's certain things that...
Contrails, not chemtrails, too.
Contrails, not chemtrails.
That's
because
right.
look, here's the...
Heard him say
remember
that before.
You remember
I
this.
totally remembered
no,
that.
No, because, you know, the chemtrails, you know, all this stuff then would fall down on also the people who are doing that. So, you know, sometimes the logic behind it is a bit off. And I love you, but, you know, just more a grain of salt, please.
And I just gotta say, I like how you likened a flushing toilet to the disclosure process, because I think that's about accurate. The whole process is like going down a big toilet.
Yeah, and you know,
which they would just tell us, get it out of the way, or maybe they have in a way.
So here's what's interesting to me: what's happened over the past, especially the past 3 weeks, because oftentimes in our community, the UFO or ancient aliens community, some people are suggesting that, you know, if and when the extraterrestrials would show themselves publicly, that the planet would break out in panic. Well, the last 3 years have proven, in my opinion, that that is not the case. Because for all intents and purposes, in the first 48, 72 hours, what was seen up in the sky was a UFO. It's an unidentified flying object. Doesn't mean extraterrestrial. UFO does not automatically mean extraterrestrial.
Of course.
But these stories were absorbed by the planet without panic. Nobody ran out in the streets screaming, you know, to be afraid. So I am suggesting that what we've just experienced is an illustration that we all intrinsically know that our origin is not here on Earth, but out there. So this is why it doesn't faze us. And so I think maybe the governments will come around and finally level with us.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, because we can handle the truth.
And until that happens, we've got Giorgio too, because he's spouting the truth. He's telling us, he's been telling us for, I don't know, 13 years now. How long has the show been on?
Yes, my gosh, 2009 was our standalone 2-hour special, and then somehow here we are, 19 seasons later, with 220 plus episodes. I mean, it's
mind-blowing.
I have to say, it is also to me still surreal. It's all surreal. But it all happened because of you guys, the audience, your continued passion, your continued loyalty, that we are still here. So thank you, because without the audience, or excuse me, without the watchers, which are you, the show would not be here. So thank you very much for your love and for your enthusiasm.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very much,
so
Giorgio.
much.
Wonderful. The
Yes.
UFO Bros, my
That's
favorite
us.
bros on the planet. All right.
Well, you're a UFO bro too, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.